everybody, welcome to Kruse Control. It is Monday, January 16th, 2023, and I feel like it's been a little bit of a shitstorm today, just saying, because technical difficulties, but apologies, we're a little bit late. Apparently, computers want to be assholes once in a while. But anyways, welcome to Kruse Control, the show we talk about entertainment news for you, the people, from people that actually work in the entertainment industry. All right, joining me again tonight, as always, is Miss Sabrina Vittori. Welcome to the program, Sabrina. How you doing tonight?
Hi, great. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, how's your day been?
So far, so good. Not a lot of traffic on the way into work today because it's Martin Luther King Day, but on the way home, I had a bit of a shitstorm myself, so I'm glad I made it.
That's good. Yeah, the rain's ending here in LA, everybody, in case anybody's wondering out there.
Yay!
So back to normalcy, maybe a little bit. And also joining us here tonight again for the second time on Kruse Control, Kruse and Joanna Panico. Wow, I almost said your name wrong. Panico,
Woo!
Welcome to the program.
That's fine.
At Bitchin' in the Kitchen and at the Panico Way, they are here again to help us out on Kruse Control. Thank you for being here again. Maybe I'll be able to talk for the rest of the program. We'll see. How's your day been?
It's better than Sabrina's.
JR,
you know what I'm saying?
he always is very loyal.
Yeah, he's like herpes. He's gonna show up every time.
We appreciate you, GR.
Quite the compliment.
Yeah, I don't know what you're doing.
But today we're going to talk about a lot of things, mostly I want to say Golden Globes, the Critics' Choice Awards that happened last night. If you watch on the CW, a lot of good surprises in a lot of ways, a little bit different from the Golden Globes. We got a little bit of news besides that, so we're going to dive right in. Now it's time for some breaking news. I apologize for moving off the cuff here today, but it's just kind of like, again, a lot of stuff before the show started. But going to talk about Top Gun Maverick for a second here, because there's some news going around that, it did so well. You're thinking about the biggest movie ever for Paramount, the biggest movie forever for Tom Cruise's career. Well, are they going to make a third one? That's the question. Well, it's been going around for a while, and now Jerry Bruckheimer has been asked about it over and over again. And finally, in an interview, he said, okay, we have, address this. And so he went on to say a little bit about Top Gun, and he said just, not yet. He's not sure. He's in the middle of shooting Mission Impossible, Tom Cruise. He's got a lot of very difficult stunts he's doing, so it's not time to take his attention away from the importance that he has right now, and that he would be great if he could do another mission or another Top Gun Maverick, but it's all up to Tom Cruise, which is kind of one of those things that we've talked about before. It's like how they do a Top Gun without Tom Cruise. They really can't. And Tom Cruise was so happy with Top Gun Maverick, and it was so long after the original, like, do you do another one? Do you even touch that? I mean, the second one had such great success. Kruse and Joanna, you hear about this. You hear that Bruckheimer's talking about it. He's interviewed. They're asking him, can you do another Top Gun Maverick? It's up to Tom Cruise. Do you think they'll do another one? I mean, it did so great. Do you think they even need to do another one, or should they leave the franchise where it's at and just let it be?
Wait, I have a question. How many missions are we on?
Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
Like
how many
7.
missions?
How many missions?
Top Gun.
How many missions?
The top mission is a Top Gun mission. I'm gonna say this to you.
I still didn't get an answer.
Two.
Mission Impossible.
She's
No,
talking about Top Gun.
Top Gun.
There's like 7. There's like 7 of them.
I want to know what.
There's
7 and 8 are coming out. 7 and 8 are coming out next. They're shooting. So 7 comes out, then 8 comes out later. They actually shoot them back to back. So
here's my thing. Now that you asked, and I'm glad that you did. I think it was great that Tom Cruise was like, I don't want to do another Top Gun. Like, I was thrilled that he didn't want to do the second one, and that they really had to convince him to do it, because I think that was the right choice. I think that he wants to see what the product is going to look like before he signs up to it. And I think it's great that he also is doing other projects so that his whole career doesn't weigh on this, because then I think that it kind of makes him desperate to do something. And I don't want him to do another Top Gun out of desperation. I would rather it be done right.
It might be up to Scientology.
It might be up to the Scientologists. It
could
might be L. Ron Hubbard's, like the new L. Ron Hubbard, if you will, to decide. But the point being, I don't know that it will necessarily happen as fast as everyone wants it to happen. because of the fact that I think Tom Cruise is actually going to want quality over quantity.
Yeah, and that's the thing too. Like he talked about that in his interviews. Like it took so long. They shot it for over a year of reshoots, even just going back and forth trying to make it the best movie ever. And for it to be that much time, it took like over a year of his life. You think he wants to put that much more time into another one? And also, like, does he have it in him? I mean, how do you do it again? It hit like lightning hit once with this. Like, how do you recreate that? Sabrina, you hear about this? Do you think that Tom would make another one because it made so much money? I mean, it's the biggest blockbuster of his career, or do you think that he should just let it be and let that magic stay where it's at and let people leave Top Gun in the past?
I mean, I don't know. I agree with Joanna in that it's hard to recreate what he just did because it was such a huge success. So there's a huge expectation going into it, and unless they have a really, really solid script, I wouldn't mess with it, honestly, because this one was miles above the first one, if you ask me. I mean, I don't know. It was like the biggest, like you said, the biggest box office success of his career. So I personally probably wouldn't fuck with that. You also said, do you think he could do it? I mean, he's doing Mission Impossible right now. I mean, the man is a beast. He flies, he runs, he does all the stunts and stuff. Like, I don't think it's a question of whether he's capable. I think he is. And I think he puts that much time and effort into all of his movies. He's like super involved in everything that he does. Which, I must be nice, bro. I'm glad you have like the wherewithal to be like, no, I don't want to do this. Oh yeah, I do want to do, let's make a movie. And people are like, yes, whatever you want. So good for him. But personally, I think unless there is like a really, really solid script that would warrant him coming back to do it, I don't think he would do it, honestly.
I think it would make a lot of money though.
It could make a lot of money, Chris. You're right. That's the thing. And that's the studio standpoint. The studio is like their highest grossing movie ever for Paramount. Of course, they're going to want more, right? Especially because they've had some hits and misses through the years. And this is such a big hit and a lot of money. Like, it's like, of course, you look at it as a studio standpoint, you're like, we need more of that. But
will
again,
it make the same amount of money? Like, it depends on how good it is. You know what I mean?
It does. And a lot of times when people try to recreate it, it doesn't do the same way.
And then this could be the last one. But if I was him,
which you're not,
which I'm not,
right?
But if you were,
but if I was, I would be like, okay, when I'm done with Mission Impossible 14, let's go.
Roll into this one.
Let's go on to yeah. What's it called?
Top Gun?
No.
Mission Impossible?
Maverick.
Okay, it's Top Gun Maverick though.
3.
It's Top Gun.
3. Let's go on. Let's go on.
Let's
Once I'm
roll
done,
this out.
I think
the next one's gonna be Top Gun Rooster.
He already
But I
more Maverick, more problems.
But I also think that we have to keep in mind two things. One, this movie shot long ago. Like it was in the works for a long time, but it was also set to release before COVID, the summer of COVID. So that was set to come out in 2020. So this was a hugely anticipated movie for a long time because they also, I think, set it again to release in 2021. And then obviously when COVID was still a thriving business and the movies was not, they were like, we're going to push it again. So this happened a long time ago.
He's got it.
And I think additionally, we have to keep in mind his age. Like he is getting older. So if they're going to do it, they're going to have to do it sooner over later. And at the same time, I don't know. No, he doesn't. Like he looks the same. He looks the same. He's like, of all the people, I was like, Scientology works for you. You traded your soul to get youth forever. And it is working.
And ever.
And he's 60 years old. The man's 60 years old,
That's insane.
He's 60.
He's AARP right now. Yeah.
Didn't know that.
Legitimately.
Yeah. So if you think about it, like he's been a number of years
away from that senior discount.
Yeah. It's been a number of years since he worked on this. I don't know. We'll see. Again, he was talking about how you might want to actually start venturing to different kinds of genres and start putting the action stuff in the past after he goes to space, because he's going to space first. So after he goes and shoots his movie in space at the International Space Station, then I think he's going to start wrapping it up. But the question is, we'll see. I think as a studio, they're going to want to do it. They're going to start pushing him. But again, Bruckheimer, who is the executive producer behind this, said, unless Tom says yes, I'm not going to push him. But they've had conversations, and they're putting it in Tom's head. So we'll see what happens. But he's got a lot of Mission Impossible first. So
Tom's in charge.
Yeah.
By the way.
Yeah, Tom is in charge.
So
it's on him.
Yeah. What do you think out there? Do you want Mission Impossible? So I'll go Mission Impossible now. Do you want a Top Gun Maverick 2? Or you want a Top Gun 3, I should say? Let us know. Leave some comments. We're going to move on because we have more to talk about. We want to get to the Critics Awards too here. So we're going to talk about Wednesday for a second. So the show Wednesday, actually, we've been talking about a little bit. We mentioned it, I think it was last week. This is just a little soft conversation on before we get into our Critics' Choice Award topic. And Wednesday, they've been talking about season 2 is happening. And actually, Jenna Ortega said during the red carpet of the Golden Globes that she was asked about season 2. And she said this.
I have seen nothing and I know nothing. I feel like sometimes as an actor, you're just kind of told what to do. I'm waiting on it. I think they're just starting to get a writer's room together. So maybe soon.
Yeah, and that's the thing, too. And you hear about this. It's like, as an actor, they always ask these questions to actors. It's like the show just got done airing. Like, when's season 2 coming? When's season 2 coming? It happens all the time. But most of the time, you don't know until you get the script. Sometimes you don't get the script until you're actually like shooting because they're so top secret of it. They could announce something, but it could be 5-6 months later when they actually start shooting. So this is one of those things, too. I'm like, leave her alone. It's coming. We're going to do a full open spoiler talk on this very soon, probably this week. We have to finish watching it. We started watching it. Kruse and Joanna, have you heard about this show? And what do you think about an actor being actually asked like this so early on?
I'm glad you asked, Brian. I haven't watched the show. I have heard about it. I've heard lots of good things. So it's definitely on my list of things. I love the Addams Family, so I love the concept, and I love Christina Ricci, who obviously did it in the movies, which is the last set of the Addams Family movies that I watched. My feelings on them asking actors and someone not even just asking, I get the ask, but I don't get the probing. You must know something that you're not telling us. Please spill the beans. And I'm like, did I double up as a producer and no one told me? Did I not get the pay cut for that? If I am not a producer, do not assume that I know stuff just because you're assuming things or because you want breaking news. That's not how that works, as far as I'm concerned.
They don't have to have an idea.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
No,
not even a little bit. No, that's so not true. I mean, think about multi-camera shows, dude. Think about multi-camera shows. You literally have a table read on the first day that you're shooting, right? And then, on multi-camera shows, on any sitcom, you have a table read the first day that you start. The first day you shoot 5 days. It's a 5-day episode arc, right? So let's say Monday you have a table read. Then on Tuesday you start rehearsing. Wednesday you rehearse. Thursday you shoot. Friday you shoot. And next week, the next Monday, you have a table read for the next episode. They're working and rewriting and doing all the shit to the episode. You get the episodes as they come. There's no, even if they have the whole season written, the actor is not going to have all of those scripts.
But we're not
you work with what you're doing. No, any sitcom, Chris, any sitcom.
Agreed with what Sabrina's saying. Unless somebody has signed a multi-season deal, where they're like, Wednesday was so big, we're going to come back for 3 more seasons and we're going to sign Jenna Ortega up for three more seasons, then Jenna don't know. And she's not obliged to them. If she picked up something else and they were like, Wednesday was amazing, we want to shoot it, they would either shoot it around something else that she was set to do, or they would have to wait until that thing was over. They wouldn't be like, well, we shot this show and you are required to do it. No, she's not required.
She's not, but I think she has a little.
Well, she might have a little bit of inside info, but the scripts are probably not written.
Not
I
so
feel
far
like they
as
just
storyline. You know what I mean?
No. I'm saying
they might have given her some story arc for but I don't think they planned on a season 2 initially. I think it was just to be a 1-season deal. And I mean, Tim Burton did it, so you wouldn't think that he would want to commit that much time to an ongoing series. But I'd be surprised if he comes back to direct.
I think too, as an actor, especially an actor who had been on 1 season of a show, I'd be like, I'm not trying to get fired. So I'm not going to unless I got permission. Somebody told me, hold on 1 second, let me just grab my phone real quick and see if I can get my manager on the phone.
If it was a hit show and I would be like, are we coming back? Like
What's happening with this?
I would be maybe, yeah,
Chris
because
would be
I'm
like-
insane.
Chris will be like, I'm gonna need some new Gucci's. Can I buy those, or is my wife gonna get
We'll have
mad
to wait.
like I did not get a second
Yeah.
season deal?
The-
That would
I
be
And what we had a comment from Jukebox Fast too. She said that Morticia and Gomez didn't have much chemistry, which I agree upon. That was probably the worst part of the show
100%.
that I've seen is the actual casting for Gomez. Gomez is supposed to be like this like slick kind of debonair person, and on the show he is definitely not.
interesting.
Definitely not.
Yeah, and
You're like-
they don't have chemistry. You're absolutely right.
Yeah, like I mean,
Have more chemistry apparently in this moment.
like when he smiles, I'm like, hide your kids, hide your wife. That's what I say.
Great.
That's what
Shout
I
out
think.
to Antoine Dotson, y'all.
And Catherine Zeta-Jones has to kiss this guy, and I'm like, I feel bad for her. I feel bad for her. That's all I'm saying.
That's great. And you got that right.
Antoine Dotson, I love that.
I love that.
That auto tune
Anyways.
was the OG, my favorite auto tune. That was like what started it all for me.
So good.
Sabrina, are you enjoying the show?
Tell that.
Sabrina,
Yeah.
you are enjoying the show. What do you think about Gomez, and what do you think about the show? You know, about probing her for another season.
Probing.
Well, I don't like anyone being probed. I think it's very rude. Like I said before, like I don't think she really knows anything. And of course people are gonna ask, like, you know, that was like the news that came out right before the red carpet. So of course people are gonna ask her that. But you know, I think it's totally normal, you know, for her to be like, I'm not really sure. She actually said more than I thought she would say. Like I would probably be like, look, I have no idea. I'm just thrilled to have a job. You know what I mean? Like
What do you know?
Right.
Yeah.
yeah.
I would throw it back
Like-
on them and be like, have you heard anything?
Yeah.
Call me.
You probably know more than me at this point, honestly, because I didn't read the article that you read. I just was told that we got greenlit for season 2. But I think she is fantastic in it. I honestly wasn't really like it wasn't something that interested me hearing about it. I was like, meh. But then I started watching it because it's gotten such good reviews and there's been a lot of hype surrounding it. And it's like the second most watched series on Netflix so far. So I
next
was
to
like,
Dahmer, who dominated.
yeah,
Yeah.
Dahmer's crazy. But yeah, so
Wasn't it?
Stranger Things. This
but
season, I mean,
What about the other show, the British show with all the sex?
The British Baking Show.
with all the sex.
The period Bridgerton.
Oh, Bridgerton, yes.
Most watched show on Netflix.
All of the sex.
No, I don't know.
And a lot of sex.
All of the sex.
I don't know anything about Bridgerton or the sex or the
I don't know-
Englishness.
We have to talk about that show another time. Oh,
Yeah.
We'll talk about Bridgerton sometime. But yeah, Wednesday, we'll see what happens with it. I'm excited to see the rest of it. Sabrina, you have anything else to say about before we move on?
No, just I wanted to mention that it was heavily nominated for the Golden Globes, but it was not nominated for anything at all at the Critics' Choice Awards, which I thought was interesting.
Yeah.
There was a complete snub to the whole series. Like there was 0 nominations for it, which I thought was odd because it was so heavily nominated at the Golden Globes.
And there was quite a bit of differences between the Golden Globes and the Critics' Choice Awards.
Yes,
which are
and also
interesting too.
They announced the SAG Award nominees, and there's also a lot of difference between the Golden Globe and the SAG nominees as well.
With that, though, let's get into our featured story of the night, the Critics' Choice Awards. Come on, let's talk about the Critics' Choice Awards. All right, this is definitely our featured story of the night, which is broken down into a lot of different stuff because there's a lot to talk about with this. I want to start off and just talk about the intro monologue, because when we were talking about the Golden Globes before, we talked about how that monologue wasn't our favorite. It didn't really hit. And then you hire someone, especially a comedian, to come in and do a monologue. You expect a comedian to do a stand-up show in a way, right? So what happened was they hired Chelsea Handler, though, for the Critics' Choice Awards. And it was a lot different than the Golden Globes, I would say. Now, okay, I want to talk about this because I think she did an awesome job. I think it was exactly what they needed right? It was exactly what you want. You want someone to come in there and not hold back, like joking about everybody in the audience. That's what you expect when you see an opening monologue. You know, she had some great zingers. I think she really messed up James Cameron a little bit. I think he was pissed off.
He did not seem happy.
He did not seem happy.
Well,
It was a lot of fun watching her up there though, and she went at it. Everyone. Let's start with Sabrina on this one. Sabrina, what did you think about her intro monologue? And did you enjoy it? What was the highlight for you when she was having her big moment?
I'm a really big fan of hers. Like I honestly love her. I think she is hilarious. I was a dedicated viewer to Chelsea Lately when it was on, and I think that she is really smart and really funny. And her monologue was great. No one was safe. She made a lot of great jokes, and like the James Cameron thing was, she said something to the effect of like how studios treat men and women directors differently, and that James Cameron got $350 million to shoot Avatar, and Sarah Polley had to film women talking in a barn.
Yeah,
Which
and they're both nominated for Best Picture.
Yes, they were. That's exactly right. She also was very funny when she was like bringing people out. Like she said. When it was announcing Kate Hudson, she was like, I always wanted Goldie Hawn to be my mother when I was a child, and this is the bitch that I would have to get rid of in order to get in there. Here's Kate Hudson. You know what I mean? Like she was very funny when she was not bringing out the presenters and stuff. And when she ended the show, she said, this is the first time ever an award show ended on time at 3 hours exactly. And then she said, another glass ceiling shattered by a woman. So I really appreciated everything that she said and did. I think she was spot on, and she was really funny.
Yeah. Chris and Joanna, you heard her opening speech. What'd you think about it? Did you like her monologue?
The person that was safe was Julia Roberts.
Yeah.
And I love Julia Roberts. She looked at Julia Roberts and she goes, and there's Julia Roberts. And then
we're gonna move on.
You talked about diet pills.
Yeah, and then
Ozempic or whatever it was. Yeah.
She was
the Ozempic thing. Yeah.
Amazing. She was
hysterical. I think she was completely on point. I thought it was hilarious when she talked about Niecy Nash being Nick Cannon's daughter.
That was great. That was great.
I cannot get enough of you. Like she was hilarious. The whole but she's one of those people that she could have done what Gerard Carmichael did. And I would have been like, you're still hilarious. Like the way that she just does things is hysterical. Like if she just stood there and smoked a cigarette for 3 minutes, I would have been like dying. Like I would have been like, that is the funniest crap I've ever seen in my life. Like, she is hysterical. I am a loyal watcher. I will always love her no matter what she does. Even if I don't understand. Like, it was so funny because afterwards we were talking about the reference to like Ellen DeGeneres and stuff. And Chris was like, I didn't hear her talk about that. And I was like, she mentioned it when she talked about Kate, who was it?
Herring.
No. When we were talking about she went to Kate about Tar, and she was like, "Oh," she goes, and she didn't even have to have like a daytime talk show.
Oh, Blanchett, yeah.
Oh yeah,
Kate Blanchett,
dig at Ellen DeGeneres.
Whatever. And I was like, that's the nuance. Like she does the onion thing so well, where she will reference things and you don't even know it, and then you have to go back and watch it like 4 times, and you're like, "Oh my god!"
We went back and
so good.
She was
The Ozempic thing was great. The whole thing with where she's talking about women's rights, and or the critics' choice their choice to choose. You know, it's like they can choose.
Yes, that was also
their right
hilarious.
to choose.
She's like, at least somebody still has the right to choose.
Yeah, that was good.
Depending on what state you live in, like.
Yeah, that's true. She goes, but yeah, she said if the critics are women, it depends on which state they live in. Hilarious. And it's all very relevant. You know what I mean? Like it's all very relevant. Like, and I don't know. I just think she's spot on. She's really great.
Yeah, I think she did such a great job.
The other guy.
All of the guys. Gerard Carmichael.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
not sure how much she got. She could have mentioned what her budge was. She could have mentioned what her paycheck was.
She hasn't.
That would have been nice
She
because
doesn't
I would have
need
been
to
like,
because
let's
she
Yeah.
makes
compare.
much more.
Let's
than
compare it.
that.
But
that
still
was
good.
one of those things that she didn't have to do that. She just did like what they hired her to do.
Yeah.
Do a routine. That's why you hire a
Yeah.
comedian, right? You hire a comedian to roast people and to make those jokes and make you uncomfortable a little bit, but also like make you laugh.
I would
And
also
that's-
like to mention that she looked fabulous in every one of her wardrobe changes. She looked fantastic,
Thank you.
classy and gorgeous.
And now, like we had somebody commented in the post actually here that she might be the Daily Show host next, and that's the thing. Like she
I
is
hope
putting her
so.
name out for the Daily Show after Trevor Noah steps down. We'll see what happens, right? Let's talk a little bit more. I want to
She
move
does
on.
wanna come back. She
Yeah. She said she wanted to come back.
Yeah.
wants to come back, and so I think
Amazing.
perfect.
Yeah.
Person.
So I think she nailed it. That was great. That was a great start to the show. This is a funny moment too when Seth Rogen actually came out. He kind of slammed the CW at the Critics' Choice Awards.
No.
Get a
That was
good
a very good moment. A very good moment. The fact that he was able to do that, he's like, why are we on the CW?
It was hysterical. I thought that was hysterical. Chris did mention, which I agreed, that when he was like, and I'm pretty sure I'm the first Jew up here. And Chris was like, Chelsea Handler was just friggin' on. Like, what are you talking about? And I was like, that's true. Like, he wrote his material before this moment, but he could have been like, okay, hold on real quick. I'm just going to put Chelsea's
I
name
might
down.
do a quick rewrite right now, right? Quick rewrite.
On the backstage thing. I'm
Yeah.
just going to quickly go for it.
I don't
You
know.
could
I
have
think
just left that part out. It would have been fine.
Yeah.
But speaking of that, Chelsea also said the whole thing like, so they say that Jews run Hollywood. So what?
So what?
What?
And all of her points were spot on. When she
Yeah,
was
it
like,
was
the
great.
French that own bakeries, the Italians own the mob. Like, we don't have any issues with that crap. Like, nobody's trying
Yeah.
to break into that shit. And I was like,
So true.
The Swiss run IKEA, or the Swedes run IKEA.
I was like,
Funny.
oh, check. Yes.
Yeah, it's all right. It was just funny. It's a good way of like just making fun of the whole scenario because everyone wants to keep like Kanye before and just like making fun of it. But it's like it doesn't matter. Like we're here to have fun. We're here to entertain. And she really just hit it. She hit it out of the ballpark. If you ask me, it was great. It was a lot of
I
fun.
agree.
She should host every award show coming up.
And I hope she goes back to the Daily Show. That should be great. And then of course like the big win, which I thought was crazy because like. I think it's a great movie, but Everything Everywhere All at Once, it won Best Picture, Best Director, Best Screenplay, Best Editing. It's like, it was insane. Like it took home like all the big
Best
awards.
supporting actor.
Best Supporting Actor. Yeah. And the fact that like, James Cameron's sitting there probably thinking he's getting Best Picture for Avatar and all he got was Best Visual Effects.
Yeah.
Sorry, man. That's what it is though sometimes. That movie was so good. And that's something you can't just win Best Picture because you made a $400 million movie. It's not what it comes down to. It comes down to substance. And if you've seen that movie is amazing. Sabrina, you saw this. Were you surprised that Everything Everywhere All at Once won all these awards and the other ones got snubbed? Or do you think this was worthy?
I don't know if I was surprised. It was a really great movie. It was a really different movie. And honestly, I really am a fan of originality, right? It's like something that like I have never seen before. And I think that it's amazing to celebrate that. Jennifer Yeoh was amazing. I don't know. I feel like Hee Kwan was amazing. Like, I just feel like there was a lot. Jamie Lee Curtis was amazing. Like, there was just so much going on there, and it was so original that I'm not mad at all that it took all of these awards. And the directors were so humble and sweet when they were making their speeches. Daniel Kwan thanked his mom, and he said, like, she's probably the first Asian American immigrant mother to tell her son to go to film school. Which I thought was hilarious and so true. You know what I mean?
100%.
Yeah.
So they were so humble and like so excited. And he was like, a year ago, no one knew our names. And they thanked Michelle Yeoh for accepting the script, for reading the script and wanting to do it. Like it just the whole thing really warmed my heart. I cannot say enough for how humble and amazing they all were when they accepted their awards. And even Ki Kwan like had me in tears. Like, you know, it's just just a great group of people. It's a great story, and I'm all for it. Honestly, it was a great movie.
Yeah, it's great for the whole cast. The fact that like Jamie Lee Curtis too came onto this, and it's a huge win for her too. From Michelle Yeoh, it's amazing. People were saying she got snubbed for Best Actress, but like, you know, the thing is, at the Critics' Choice Awards, she still won the Golden Globe, right? I think she's still up for the Oscars. So I mean, it's
the thing is that the categories are different. You know what I mean? Like they have for this, there's only one Best Actress for like any film, and like there's no like musical comedy category and drama category. You know what I mean? So it's like it's a little bit different. Like that's why I mean a lot of people feel that a lot of people got snubbed because they crunched the two categories into one, and only one person can win instead of two people winning. You know what I mean?
Yeah, which what the Oscars do too. The Oscars don't have like Best Musical either. That's just a Golden Globe thing. So this is more aligned with that. So it's going to be tougher to win those awards. It's going to be tougher. You're put against everybody now as opposed to just like a certain kind of category. Chris and Joanna, you hear about this. Were you excited to see that Everything Everywhere All at Once won this many awards? Are you surprised by it? Because The Fabelmans won the Golden Globe for, you know, Best Picture. Do you think that this is a better movie to be Best Picture as opposed to that?
I think that first of all, someone asked a question that said, "How relevant are the Critics' Choice Awards?" Though, serious question, and I think that that's a good point to mention. Obviously, the Golden Globes were 80 years. This is the 80th anniversary, whereas the Critics' Choice Award was the 23rd,
28th, 28th,
right? 28th, yeah.
So obviously, it's like a younger award show that I don't think is recognized as seriously. But obviously, it's still an awesome experience for everyone to be able to come together and celebrate. And it does give all of the nominees more of a chance to win, right? So it's like, it's great to feel like you're being recognized if you're nominated for an Oscar, or if you're nominated for like Patrick's award show. Like I would be like, Patrick's award show. Like maybe like Vera Wang won't dress me, but like I still likes me a good award. You know, like I'm into it. So that's what I thought on that. As far as the movie itself, everything
everywhere all at once. I know, right? It's a mouthful.
It's a lot. I feel like the best thing about it is that it came around right at the right time, right? It was like it had all the things. It had friggin' the guy from the Goonies and the Temple of Doom, right? And it had these amazing writers. It had these amazing writers who one was Asian and the other one looked Jewish. I mean, I don't even know. And then it had the multiverse, which was obviously like a brand
huge,
new, like this big concept.
Everyone's loving the multiverse these days.
I know, but it was a different,
hugely diverse cast of people, some of who were very seasoned and some of who were very new. And so I think
you're putting your finger in. Like,
okay, I was very excited about it. But so that's what I think. I think that the best thing about it was that it landed right at the right time. So whether or not you thought the movie was a best movie ever is irrelevant. I think that it was a movie that was going to win this year. Like it was just going to happen. And I think, and I'm very proud of everyone that attached themselves to it, being able to realize that was going to be something that was needed, and shooting it and having it released at a time where it could run the show.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. It was perfect timing. You're right. Perfect timing. The cast is great. It's like everything lines up for a reason. You got a good cast, a great script, great director. I mean, great visual effects. The multiverse thing. I think it's the best multiverse show. It's better than the Marvel stuff. The Marvel's Doctor Strange stuff. It's better than that. I think it just does it better the way that kind of meshes the multiverse, and the fact that they're like warping into themselves like in real time. It's really kind of cool how they did it. And then you have like Jamie Lee Curtis is attached to it, and she's phenomenal, you know? So it's just all the elements came together. I'm really happy a movie like this got praised. A lower budgeted movie compared to all these other big ones. I think it deserves it. I think it tells a lot for Hollywood that we don't need to spend millions of dollars to make a great movie. At the end of the day, you know? And that's why something like this needs to work. Like movies like these need to win. So it was great. Hopefully it lines up for the actual Oscars coming up. We'll see. maybe it'll lead people towards it. The critics are saying that. Maybe the actual Academy will think the same thing. We won't know though. That's how it comes down to. Another one for best comedy that came through was Abbott Elementary actually won best comedy. So this is something too that they swept the Golden Globes, but they really they didn't really sweep the Critics' Choice Awards. This was one of those things where it's like, okay, well, they still won best comedy. And that's great. I mean, they should win something. It's doing very well, that show. But are you surprised, Sabrina, that they didn't get anything beyond this? Or do you think they're just trying to make room for other stuff?
No, I don't think it was deliberate. I'm sure the people were picked before today. I mean, the Golden Globes was just Tuesday. I don't think anyone kind of, changed who they picked as a winner as a result of the Golden Globes. I think it's just genuinely what they thought. It's like, it's different. It's the Hollywood Foreign Press. These are the critics, and then there's the Academy for the Oscars. Like, it's just different groups of people, and it's SAG members for the SAG Awards. So it's what they chose. I mean, it was still recognized and nominated because it is an amazing show and it's hilarious. But in certain, I mean, look, like Gene Smart won for Hacks. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like every actress and every actor in that category is worthy of winning that award. Honestly, any single one of them could have won. You know what I mean? So I don't think that it's a dig at all, or that it was snubbed at all. Like, they were all nominated and they didn't get as many wins as they got, in the Golden Globes. Sheryl Lee Ralph won for supporting actress, and she gave an amazing speech. She said, people don't have to like you. People don't have to love you. They don't even have to respect you. But when you look in the mirror, you better love what you see. Very uplifting. Very awesome. She was one of the greatest speeches, I thought, on there. It was very moving, along with Brendan Fraser and Ke Quan.
Can we talk about his speach?
Yeah.
We'll get to that for sure.
I did want to address the Abbott. Okay, what are you doing with your hands?
My hands.
I wanted to talk about that Abbott Elementary as well, and say, someone just commented and said, "Oh, Ty, I'm very surprised that Abbott didn't get more love." Agreed. But I also feel like the Critics' Choice Awards, maybe, again, like Sabrina mentioned, having it be, obviously it's a different voting pool, right? So it's like different people. But beyond that, like I mentioned when we talked about the Golden Globes, and the fact that I feel personally, I don't have any definitive facts on it, but I feel like the Golden Globes was really focused on diversity. That's what they wanted it to be about this year, which was totally fine. And I understood and respected it. And I feel like the Critics' Choice Awards maybe were like, that wasn't as much of a focus for them. So that might be why Abbott Elementary didn't get as much love, was because of that. I mean, additionally, as Sabrina also mentioned before, there isn't as many nominating categories for some of the stuff. So you're up against 8 or 9 or 10 people versus just 4 or 5 people in a TV
they do have the different categories. They just don't have it for film.
Yeah. Yes. But then it's also like that they're also combining, of course, as best supporting a drama. They do drama and comedy. So I mean, there's
limited series.
Yeah, and limited series. So there is still, I think they're still lumped together a little bit more, but I agree. I think that maybe they were just, the Critics' Choice wasn't doing the same thing. And the Golden Globes, and not to say that doesn't deserve those, but I feel like they may be looking at things differently. Every award ceremony looks at people differently and projects differently, and people have different opinions. And this is why these things happen too, which is also why it varies. Hence why Austin Butler didn't win for Best Actor, So it's just a different give and take.
Yeah,
and I still think that it's good at one Best Comedy. I think that makes sense.
The Best Actor in a Drama Series won for the Golden Globes was Kevin Costner. He's not even nominated here at the Critics' Choice Awards.
Right.
Not even
nominated. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like, there is definitely a range of, the differences in between. And they're also like in the Golden Globes, White Lotus was listed as a limited series. And here it's not. It's listed as a comedy series. And so in the limited series, there's, the other things had room to get into there because, The White Lotus wasn't there. They also nominate like more people for the Critics' Choice Awards. So there's a lot of people that were nominated here that were not nominated at the Golden Globes. But like I said, there are people who were nominated at the Golden Globes that aren't here, and people who won at the Golden Globes that aren't here, you know? So I thought that was very interesting. Also, Better Call Saul, not nominated for much at the Golden Globes, but it had a lot of wins here. You know, he won, Bob Odenkirk won, Giancarlo Esposito won for supporting actor, and it won Best Dramatic Series. You know, so I thought was very interesting as well, and a stark contrast to the Golden Globes.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna move. That's what I was gonna move on to next. I thought,
sorry,
you know, that's what we're actually moving on to next, because I mean that makes sense. We did talk about comedy, the drama series, so Better Call Saul, which is, of course is the Breaking Bad spinoff. That actually, wasn't nominated. It hasn't gotten the love through the years. Of course, the last season just aired, so if they're gonna get any kind of love, I think it's now, and I think that's why the Critics' Choice was like, let's give them some kind of like credit for being such a good spinoff from a different show. I mean, from Breaking Bad to this, normally spinoffs like this don't do that well, but you have a great cast. So you got Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor in a drama series. It won both that, it won Best Drama Series. It's like Sabrina said, it's pretty big for a show like that to win all that. But then again, it is its last season. So I think that's why the Critics' Choice actually put some more weight on them as a series, because they won't be back up. They won't get an opportunity, and they haven't gotten that love before. Chris and Joanna, what do you think about them winning? Do you think that makes sense, why they would kind of sweep in a way Better Call Saul, or do you think that other people got screwed?
You have nothing to say?
I think
I
think the whole thing is rigged.
Well, in a way, it's kind of rigged in a way.
I mean, I think that obviously if Susan Lucci was going to go off the air tomorrow and she had been nominated 64 times.
Didn't she die?
No.
Oh, she's not dead.
And she won, didn't she? She won eventually. She got that Emmy.
34 seasons later, right? I mean,
yes.
like the whole point was like,
if you're Susan
Lucci, it means that you kept being nominated and you never won. That's the whole point. Like question. Always a bridesmaid, never a bride. That was Susan Lucci.
Well, that wasn't my question. I thought she died. Sorry.
She's not dead. Just to be clear.
Not dead.
Point being that I agree with what Brian said, which is, obviously, I personally feel like if something is going off the air and you do feel like it's missed its opportunity in the past, that you're going to want to sweep away most things, like, unless it was like a huge Hail Mary pass from another show that came barreling through.
So give them the award?
Yeah, if it's a decent series that is run for a really long time, I feel like that deserves the possibility more than potentially a brand new show that you're like, oh, this show is going to go
give the award to the person that did the best.
I heard Breaking Bad is doing another spinoff starring Stephen Urkel.
Are you serious? Is that a serious thing? I don't know who you are, but is that serious? I need to know.
Is that breaking news on Breaking Bad? I don't know. This is brand new information. I have not heard of this. Yes,
that'd be awesome if it was.
White.
I think they're joking.
Jaleel White coming in hot.
Yes, Family Matters.
Well, Urkel.
That's why I said it, Urkel.
But I agree. Like the thing is, like it's one of those things. It's coming towards an end, so it makes sense. They're like, let's give it some love. End of the day,
it's been a really good series for many years.
It's
like a mercy. It's like a mercy.
Here you go.
Here's something before you go. Right?
You should have gone it 22 years ago.
Okay, hold on. You're making it seem like it's not worthy of winning an award. It's a really good series.
It is a really good
series. Well for a really long time. So I mean, I'm not mad at it at all. I think that they do deserve some recognition.
I agree.
Even though I don't care for Moff Gideon.
Well, I mean, I don't know how many times it's been nominated in the past, but I do know that, it's like this nomination did not come out of left field where everyone was like,
Right. It was nominated for the Globes too, and it's nominated for the SAG Awards. It just didn't win the Globes,
So that's what I'm saying is it's not, I don't feel like, and because of the fact that this, I don't want to bash the Critics' Choice Award. So I'm just going to leave it at that. I feel like it deserved to win. I'm glad that they went out and put it and sent it out with that flair. I feel like that's appropriate.
Yeah, I think it's great. I like the show too. I think it deserves it. So good on them. Congratulations to that because they deserve it. Also, I thought it was kind of funny that this actually happened was that the movie the Weird Al story, won Best Movie for a TV show, for a TV movie, and then the actual Daniel Radcliffe won Best Actor in a limited series movie for TV as well, which that was pretty awesome because I'm like, who would ever thought that a movie about Weird Al Yankovic's life, well, it's a spoof of him, would actually win like some kind of award like this, like a Critics' Choice Award and Best Actor in it, right? And Daniel Radcliffe was amazing as Weird Al. He did a great job. And everyone would think that Harry Potter would play Weird Al Yankovic. So I thought that was pretty good. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
it shows his range.
Daniel Radcliffe wants to disassociate himself from Harry Potter. I would too if I played the same character for 140 years. I would be like, let's just chill on this for a second. And
let's switch it up.
I mean, he's done some other stuff to also distance himself from that character. He did a lot of theater, and I definitely respect it. I think you can't hate it. It shows that he is a quality actor and that he delivers.
He also has that hilarious show that does a different theme every season. Brian, what is that called? With Steve Buscemi.
Yeah, it's called Miracle Workers. Miracle Workers. Yeah.
It's 3 seasons of that show, and each season it's something different. Like first they were like in heaven, basically.
Yeah, they were in heaven.
And then it was like, Oregon Trail was one season. And then there was another season that was like medieval times. And it has the same actors and they play different parts. And it's really hilarious.
I love
he does a great job.
You should check it out.
Yeah. Amazing job.
We're not going to talk about Brendan Fraser's.
Yeah, we're going to get there, bud. We're going to get there, buddy.
Yeah. Let's get into Buster Buddy, calm down.
Yeah,
Let's get into some of
the patio.
Calm down.
Let's get into some of the other actor awards, and we'll make our way to Brendan Fraser because I know we want to talk about him.
He's gonna be the big finish.
Henry Winkler, he won Best Supporting in a Comedy Series. I thought that was pretty good. He's been around forever. The Fonz actually coming in and actually winning a Critics' Choice Award, which I think is huge for him. I don't think he's really ever wins, and so like for him to actually win something like this was pretty huge. And also, our girl, I want to talk about her quickly for a second too, winning Best Supporting Actress, I should say, in a drama series, Jennifer Coolidge. Again, this is one that, again, we talked about Golden Globes to this. Well, she won both, Critics' Choice and the Golden Globe. Were you surprised by this, Chris and Joanna, that she won for both?
Hell no.
No. She should win. She should have won. She should have hosted both shows. Well, actually, I like Chelsea. Co-hosted. She should have been on. She should have. No.
I thought she was incredible. Her speech wasn't as like hilarious. I was.
But it would.
Obviously thrilled with her all the time, everywhere, anywhere, all the time. I'm like, it's Jennifer.
All of a sudden, she pops up.
I was so happy for her. Yeah. I was like, yes, keep winning it.
Yeah, it was so good. The fact that she got this, I was like, yes, she deserves it. And then she said the whole thing like, you never know when you could win. Unless you're dead, you still have a chance, pretty much, she said.
It's not over till you're dead.
Yeah. Which I thought was great. I was so happy. And that's one of those things. She was one of the rare people that actually won both, which I thought was great. Another person that won both was Jeremy Allen White, who won for, again, the Bear. Yeah, he won for the Bear. He won for, Best Actor in that, and now Best Actor for this, which I think was in a drama series. I think that was, or it was a comedy series. In a comedy series, which is good for him. Like the fact that he was able to.
Oh yeah, you're
right.
It
was drama.
Series,
it was comedy. Yeah,
comedy.
Yeah. It was comedy. Yeah, which I thought was awesome that he actually got that. Like the fact that he won both. You barely see this before. We talked about Jean Smart, of course. Jean Smart won Best Actress, but she couldn't be there because she had I think she had COVID, or she tested positive for COVID.
Bunch of people apparently after the Golden Globes got COVID.
Yeah, everybody apparently.
Hallelujah.
Oh God.
Yeah, everybody tested positive for COVID apparently. There's a lot of people couldn't make that. Zendaya, she won Best Actress in a drama series, and she couldn't be there because Yeah, she won both too. Another person that won both, which I thought was great. She's actually been shooting Doom, so apparently she wasn't able to actually be there because she had, she was on set, so she couldn't get away. And then our girl Angela Bassett, she won Best Supporting, which was great. She won both as well.
And she looked fabulous.
Yeah, she was amazing. Like, that's another one. She had a great speech again. Like, it was awesome to see her win both. And some of these people, again, it's like the same stuff. So it kind of lines up. It makes you believe that these people are probably going to win the Oscar too, right? It just seems like it. If you're going to win both this, it seems like you're lined up for that. I mean, but you never know in this world. Between everybody there, I mean, I'm excited for them. I want to get on to let's get into our best. I want to say, I guess, Ki Hung Kwan. How do you say his name? Kwan. We said before. I can't say.
Michelle Kwan.
Michelle Kwan is an ice skater, Christopher.
Oh.
Sabrina, how do you say his name again?
Very good actor.
She was good.
Apparently.
She was
Ki Kwan.
Yes.
Yes, Kihi.
And can you please look at that outfit? Look at that outfit. He has got a collared button-down shirt that is like velour, velvet, corduroy. He's looking real fly. Get it.
Yes.
Get it, Ki Kwan.
Putting it together.
Get it.
Kiki.
Let's get into like what the big thing is, I guess, the meat and potatoes for the whole show. Best actress and best actor. And the first person we'll talk about is Cate Blanchett. Cate Blanchett wins best actress. Again, I wasn't really that shocked in this. I thought that she looked great. She kind of like this jumper kind of suit on.
Joanna
like a
she
button-down shirt with a matching dress, a matching skirt.
It looked like a jumper though.
But
it was khaki. It was like
it was khaki.
It was like she came in from Safari.
It was Safari chic.
Why
is what it
can't
was.
you wear what you want to wear? Why can't you wear what you want to wear?
You
can.
can wear whatever
She
you
looked
want.
great.
You leave that option open for us to chat about it afterwards.
Yeah, that's true.
What happened.
That's true.
So you can wear what you want, but I must say what I want. That's freedom of speech right there. My amendment, the first one.
All right, relax.
How many amendments
First of
are in
all,
here?
40.
Okay.
It's 40.
One of them is about me being able to talk trash about your outfit if you roll into in khaki into an award
Why
show.
do you have to dress up?
I'm just saying, compare her and Jennifer.
It's part of the whole thing, Chris. It's the whole magic of it, It's what are you wearing? Which I think is weird too. Like, what are you wearing?
Jennifer Coolidge still wrapped herself. She still suctioned everything in with some 74 Spanx.
Right.
And Cate Blanchett was like, I just literally rolled by. I figured I might as well pick this up on my way back
she
to
wanted
Africa.
to wear what she wanted to wear, but that's what she wanted to wear. Why is there a dress?
There's not a dress.
I'm gonna go ahead and say I think she looked fabulous. I know it was not like super dressy, but I think she looked fabulous.
She was. She was going into Top Gun. She wanted to be in Maverick 3.
That's not the outfit she was wearing. That's from Tar.
Potato. I'm right on this one. This is a potato situation. She looked a little bit like a potato. I'm just gonna say that. It's fine.
So she had on a blousey shirt tucked into a tight skirt that was floor length. She looked beautiful.
I mean,
but her speech was a little bit.
She wore it fine. She wore it fine. But let's be clear. She would have been able to wear a potato sack fine. Like, she would have accessorized it and looked great, but it's still a potato sack. Like, I'm just saying, I was not a fan of the khaki. Yes. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm showing up in. I didn't.
Overalls
with no shirt underneath.
But her speech was great. She's also like, we're all, she's pretty much thanking everybody too. Like, we're all amazing actresses here. It's not just me. We should all be kind of honored the same way, which is, everyone did amazing performances this year. So it was very classy for her to say that too. And I think that, she did a great job and she deserves it. I bet I think she's in line for the Oscar too. I think, it looks like it. I honestly, 100%. Who's going to give her a run for her money?
No question.
But the one, like the main topic I want to talk about, the main one, of course, we're going to get to is Brendan Fraser, I should say. I always say Fraser, but it's Fraser. Brendan Fraser. So Brendan Fraser wins Best Actor. He wins Best Actor. Now, this is huge. Like, the man had a breakdown on stage. Like, it meant a lot to him. People were wondering, would it be him or Austin Butler? Well, Brendan Fraser won this one. He was there. He wasn't at the Golden Globes. He made that whole statement how he couldn't show up before. He didn't. He didn't win, which I wasn't surprised that he didn't win the Golden Globes like we talked about before. But this is one of those things where the critics are like, look at this guy. He deserves this award, right? I feel like, and you could tell how much it meant to him. Just the way he was walking through the crowd and like touching and shaking everybody, giving hugs, coming on stage and getting so emotional. Sabrina, when you heard his speech, what did you think? Do you think that it was deserved, or how did you feel about his moment in the sun?
I also, you know what? I really enjoy humble people who are emotional and like really like genuinely affected by things. You know what I mean? And I feel like in Hollywood there is not as much of that as there should be. It's almost like, you know, people are like, you know, very robotic and expectant, and they don't like he like when he got that standing ovation like months ago, he was brought to tears, you know, and like to watch him get up on stage and have his eyes fill up and be so genuinely moved and touched, you know, that he got this second chance at acting, you know, that he was able to have this moment and do this, have this performance and work with such an amazing group of actors. Like he thanked the actors that he worked with. He thanked Darren Aronofsky for like leading him in the right direction. And he closed his speech with like, if you're, you know, severely overweight, you know, like my character was, or if you're just in a really dark place, you know, like if you could just get to your feet and go to the light, good things will happen. I mean, it's such a great message, and he delivered it so emotionally. The whole place was standing and clapping. You know, there was not a dry eye in the house. I mean, I think it was amazing. And I feel like this year it's really the year of the underdog. And I think it's great. I think it's awesome.
Yeah.
I agree. I felt like his speech was the best thing is, like you mentioned, people who don't come, like people are like, oh my God, I'm so surprised that I won. Here's my speech that I wrote. And you're like, you're not that surprised that you, and you have a whole friggin' speech written and you're completely composed. Like this doesn't seem very surprising to you.
But at first we were like, I was like,
Chris is like, is he gonna make it? Like, I'm not sure what's happening.
what's going on? No, at first I was like,
because his energy was different. Like the energy was so elevated. And I think it was also because he was completely surprised. I think he was completely caught off guard. I really think that he did not expect it. And I felt like everything that he said came from such a humble place. Like everything that he was talking about was literally like when he talked about the girl that was in the movie too, who was like 18.
Sink.
He's like, it took me 38 years to get here. Like, and look at where you are. You know, like I felt like everything that he said and his whole emotional value, like he was the one who brought me to tears. Other people said things that I was like, oh, that is poignant, or that is a good point, or that is funny. But he was the one who made me cry. And I was like, that means a lot when you're accepting an award for you to bring people to tears. And like you said, Sabrina, bring everyone to their feet.
Yeah. And look at the year he's had the standing ovation before. It was like almost a 10-minute standing ovation for him. And now winning this award, you can tell it means the world to him. Like Sabrina was saying, like he's just a genuine human being that's just up there, like pouring his heart out. You know, it's true. It's like it means so much to him. And it's amazing they gave it to him. And I get Austin Butler did amazing as Elvis too, but like for Brendan Fraser, who's been around for so long, to finally be accepted, because he's been kind of made fun of for years about being a one-trick pony and the slapstick guy.
I wrote him off, and I was like, "Look at like, what are you doing?"
Brendan Fraser,
like you kind of
let yourself go,
monkey bone, let himself go.
But then that's kind of like it like hit me. It hit me that you shouldn't judge.
Well, and it's that moment.
God damn, the girl made me cry.
But it's like, but like people can disappear for a long time.
We lost Chris.
Like
I'm back.
Ki-Hoo Kwan, or whatever his name is, the guy from the Goonies, right? He's gonna never be Data to me. And so when same thing, right? It's like they disappear and they're like, hey, I was delivery boy there for a minute. Like I was bringing some people their food, you know? And then it's like, it's this moment where they're like, it is a comeback. And that's
the underdog, like
Sabrina,
said, like moment. The underdog. I love, like,
totally the underdog.
Yeah.
And that's the question though too now, because okay,
100%.
so the underdog, he's not Elvis. Okay, we're going to the Oscars now. After the Critics' Choice Awards, I want to leave you with one thing. A lot of these people won both the critics and the Golden Globes. And we said that, a lot of them are probably a shoe-in for the Oscar. But when it comes down to Best Actor, okay, do you think that now that Austin Butler has won and Brendan Fraser has won, who's going to break it? Who's going to get the Oscar? I'm going to start with Sabrina. Who do you think? Who do you think's going to win the Oscar?
I mean, I don't know. It's a really tough choice because I was saying the other day, like if you want to win an Oscar, just play a musician. Just play someone like, Freddie Mercury was played by Rami Malek and he won the Oscar. What's her name? Renee Zellweger played Judy Garland. She won an Oscar. Yeah. Like it's almost like you're a shoo-in, and especially someone like Elvis, whose music was so influential and like he was such a star, and Austin Butler did such a good job. And Baz Luhrmann is such a great director. Like, I mean, the movie has like a lot of hype surrounding it. And I feel like it's a very different movie, than The Whale. And I feel like it's a very different performance. And it's so hard to judge. Like, I mean, Austin Butler became Elvis, you know what I mean? So much so that he still talks like the man. Like, it's crazy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But Brendan Fraser, like, created that performance from himself. You know what I mean? And I think good on Austin Butler for being able to become this person, but Brendan Fraser created a person. Like he became that person, on his own. He didn't have to listen to interviews and songs and get that cadence and get that sound right. Like he became this character for that time to shoot that movie. And I mean, I no disrespect to Austin Butler, but I think it's a little bit more impressive to do that, to move like that. And so I would say I would choose Brendan Fraser.
Okay. Chris and Joanna, what do you think? Do you agree with Sabrina, or do you think that Austin Butler is going to win that Oscar?
I agree with Sabrina, but I think Austin is going to win.
I agree. I agree with Sabrina. I think The Whale. I think Brendan is a more captivating winner. But I think
I don't want him to.
I think if it comes down to the sparkle of it, they're going to give it to Austin.
I said if it were me, I would choose Brendan Fraser.
100%.
I didn't say that they would choose Brendan Fraser.
No, 100%. And I agree too. Like I think that the Oscars are going to probably go a little bit more mainstream, and that's why they would choose Austin. And I think that Brendan is just a little bit. I think that performance and that movie is not as hyped as that Elvis movie. I think it's not as like glitzy. And so I think that they'll probably go with the more glitzy choice. I could be wrong, and I would be proud to be wrong, but I don't think so.
I'm gonna go with Brendan. I'm gonna say Brendan wins it just because I think because he's older, he's been gone for so long, and this will be his way of ushering him back in to be like, we're sorry, welcome back. That's the only reason why I think he might win. It might be because they're sorry that shit happened to him in his past. And it's really a difficult call though. Like you're saying, it's Elvis, the king of rock and roll. Like how do you?
And he did a spectacular job.
Yeah,
but it's different. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%. But we're going to wait and see.
Yeah.
But the Critics' Choice Awards, everybody. I don't know. It's causing some shakeups. We'll see what happens with the Oscars. We'll be back for that. Hopefully.
Someone asked, they said the Oscars are so political. Are the Critics' Choice Awards any different? I pulled up a different comment. I apologize. There it is.
I agree with you, Jacob. Brendan Fraser.
Yeah. I don't think that the Critics' Choice Awards are political at all, let alone remotely close to being as political as the Oscars. Just to answer your question. I'm sorry, Brian.
Yeah, I don't think so either. I think you're right. I think the Critics' Choice Awards are really just like the critics being like, this is what we think are the best stuff. And they're not even worrying about it. And I think that's why it's not like worried about diversity and all that. It's just really about based off of what they think. And critics are frugal people. They're all over the place. Like a lot of times we don't agree with critics, sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. That's why you go to Rotten Tomatoes and you can see it vary so much differently. Like the critics will hate a movie and the audience will love it. So critics are critics. It's their opinion. It's them smelling their own farts sometimes. That's what it is. Hopefully they smell the right fart on the right night for those actors. That's all I can say. Anyways, It's been great. We got to go. We're going over. We had some problems again. Sorry for that earlier. Chris and Joanna, thank you for joining us back here on Kruse Control. Appreciate you taking time out of your day to be here. It means a lot.
Thank you for having us.
Sorry for the delay.
Okay.
Sabrina, thank you for being here again.
Of course.
And everybody, thank you for watching and joining and commenting. It means a lot. That's what we're trying to get. Tell your friends, tell your family, like, subscribe. Take that little tap. 1, 2, 3. Subscribe. And if you're on Facebook, please go to our YouTube channel and find us and subscribe. It helps us in a way you don't even know. Anyways, thank you so much. Join our Patreon if you can. Thank you for watching Kruse Control. Have a great night. Hopefully we have the Panicos back for the Oscars.
Yeah.
That's the hope.
Our
Anyways,
award show crew.
maybe we'll do a live stream for that. Maybe we'll do a live stream during the Oscars. That could be fun.
I like that.
We'll
I like
see.
that.
Anyways, everybody have a great night. See you tomorrow. Take care. Thanks for watching. And we will see you again on another episode of Kruse Control. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.